Jake Shimabukuro.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh,
here, man.
thank you, man. It's an honor to be back here. I'm a huge fan of Reverb, Reverb.com, and that's where all my money goes, actually.
Totally. So let's talk about this uke a little bit.
Yes.
Before we talk about anything else.
Well, so this ukulele here was made by the Kamaka family. They were the first manufacturers of ukuleles in the world. They learned from the Portuguese immigrants who came over to the Hawaiian Islands how to build these instruments. And last year was their 100th anniversary. And this year I'm very excited because they decided to launch a signature model of mine. So now I have my own signature line of Kamaka ukuleles, and they're displaying it here at NAMM. So very excited about that.
Awesome. And this is the instrument that you're touring with, recording with, plugging into all your gear and everything. This is your main instrument.
Yeah, so this is the instrument, and I always believe that as you're learning that particular instrument, the instrument is also learning you. So it's learning what you expect from it and what you want it to do when you attack the strings a certain way, or when you pull it against your body, to kind of muffle the sound a bit, or you push it away to give a little more resonance, in a slow arpeggiated chord or something, So that's why for me, I'm a firm believer in just playing, that one instrument.
I love the idea of that. Your own instrument reacting to what you're pouring into it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
What is next kind of on the docket for you? You got a record coming up, touring coming up. What's happening?
Yeah, well, we just released a new album. It's called Nashville Sessions, and it's actually my first all-original record. And it was more of a trio jam band kind of thing. We went into the studio for 6 days with no written music or anything, nothing composed, and we just started jamming. We just started playing, and the album is a result of that. But I'm getting ready to go back into the studio and kind of take a similar approach, but hopefully be a little bit more organized this time, So yeah, it's not as much pressure.
Last time we spoke, we talked about how important the role of music is in a society, and how important art is for the public and for people dealing with so many issues, especially in tumultuous times like these. And you said some beautiful things about the role that you play within the language of music in a global and universal sense.
Well, I've always believed that, music is not just a universal language, but, music is really the language of the universe. And it's our most primitive form of human expression, right? And I believe that's why every culture, around the world has some form of music. And I think because it's in our nature to want to express, who we are, or express an idea or an experience. And music is, and many people have said this, music is simply the language of human emotion, and that's why I think we all need music in our life, and not just listening to it, but I believe it's even there's more magic to it when you actually play an instrument and you can create music yourself. Be part of that music, that experience, that's being created.
Yeah, it's really it's so essential to have artists like you with with that beautiful sentiment in your voice, because people need to hear that, and people need to reflect on that. The music expression of artists like you being a reflection of the way that humans feel, and that's the most important to me, more important than the gear you're playing, more important than the records, the producer you're working with, that trumps everything else. So it's great to hear you say that stuff.
Oh, thank you.
You want to play some music?
Sure, yeah. I'd love to play something. Well, I'm gonna try. I was messing around with this earlier. This is a new arrangement. I love the Beatles, so this is a new arrangement that I've been kind of working on. It's still a little raw, but this is Eleanor Rigby.
Jake Shimabukuro, everybody. Jake, thank you so much for coming and stopping by. We really appreciate you taking the time, brother.